Welcome to the Multicultural Grants Program online grant tutorials. In this video, we will outline all forms of required documentation and provide examples of additional documentation to support your application. For more information on the Multicultural Grants Program, you can view the online grant tutorials, read the frequently asked questions, download the funding guidelines, or contact the Multicultural Affairs Grants team. All applications to the Multicultural Grants Program allow you to attach supporting documentation. Some supporting documents are required. Without them, your application will not be eligible. One of the most common reasons an application is deemed ineligible is missing required documentation. Let's take a closer look at the required documentation for all applications to the Multicultural Grants Program. All applicants must attach a copy of your organization's constitution, rules, or governing document to the online application form. This must be the version of your constitution that was submitted to and approved by Consumer and Business Services. Your constitution should contain your organization's name, purpose, powers, and responsibilities. This information is essential to demonstrate your organization's eligibility for funding and capacity to manage grant funds. Example rules for incorporated associations are available to download from sa.gov.au. All applicants must provide a copy of their most recent annual general meeting minutes. The minutes provided must be from within the past 2 years from the date the grant round closes. In keeping with the rules set by Consumer and Business Services, all incorporated organizations must hold an annual general meeting no more than 5 months after the end of its financial year. Annual general meeting minutes should be clearly labelled and include the tabling of the President's report, Treasurer's report, and details of the election of the Management Committee or equivalent. This information will demonstrate your organizational capacity to the assessment panel. You can download an annual general meeting minutes template from the Multicultural Affairs website. Applicants registered with the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profit Commission should have a copy of their organisation's latest financial report uploaded to the ACNC website. For all other applicants, a copy of your most recent end of financial year report must be attached to the online application form. The report must be dated within the past 2 years. A complete end of financial year report is essential to demonstrate your organization's financial need as well as your capacity to manage grant funds. A complete report must include your organization's income, expenditure, assets, and liabilities for a full 12-month period. The most common financial report mistakes are submitting a bank statement in place of a financial report, reporting on a period less than 12 months, and not listing assets or liabilities. In this example, it is not clear if the applicant has any assets or liabilities. Therefore, the report is incomplete. You can download a simple financial report template from the Multicultural Affairs website. All applicants must provide quotes for every budget item of $100 or more. Quotes must include the supplier details, the item description, and the amount. The amount listed in your quote should match the amount requested in your budget. Quotes are used as evidence that the amount requested is an accurate and realistic expense. Budget items without quotes will be deducted from the grant request. Some grant streams and categories require more documentation. Always check the funding guidelines to ensure your application is complete and eligible. Organisations can apply for projects delivered in partnership with another South Australian not-for-profit multicultural organisation. If your application includes partner organisations, it is essential that you provide a letter of support from each partner confirming the details of your partnership. The letter should be on an official letterhead that includes the partner organisation's contact details. The letter should also be signed. Applications to the large grant category in any grant stream involve a significant investment in a project, such as a large-scale event or an infrastructure upgrade. Large investments require additional supporting documentation, including a project plan outlining the project timeline. A template is available to download from the Multicultural Affairs website. And evidence of funding sources to meet the matched funding requirement. The evidence provided must demonstrate that the funds are in your possession at the time of applying. This could be a recent bank statement, grant agreement, or a letter confirmation of a partnership contribution. Ensure the evidence includes the date and amount. The Expand Together equipment and infrastructure grants also have additional requirements. For example, all Expand Together applications must include photos of the items or facilities that need upgrading. This information will demonstrate the level of need for the proposed project. Infrastructure grants for upgrades to community facilities have additional eligibility requirements. These requirements are met through providing the following documentation. Evidence of appropriate building compliance and council approvals where required. Planning consent is not sufficient. Applicants must provide development and building approval. Applicants can also attach evidence that building approval is not required, such as an email or letter from your local council. Labeled floor plans showing the building and the individual areas to be upgraded. And evidence of building ownership, for example, a copy of recent council rates or a satisfactory signed long-term lease agreement with a letter of consent from the building owner. Without these documents, the infrastructure project cannot go ahead, and the application will not be eligible for support. Applicants can provide additional documentation they feel will strengthen their application. The assessment panel will review your supporting documentation and take this information into account when scoring your application against the criteria. It is recommended that all applications provide endorsement letters from within the community, testimonials from past or current project beneficiaries, or award recognition. Letters or awards must be from a verifiable source. Letters must be signed, be on a letterhead, and include contact details of the organization or individual providing the endorsement. This kind of supporting documentation can help demonstrate your organization's capacity, the community need, or the anticipated benefits to the community resulting from your project. Supporting documentation can also be used to demonstrate activities or services provided by your organization to help the assessment panel better understand your project. For example, organizations may attach a copy of a flyer outlining services or a detailed program of activities for an event. It is important to always read the funding guidelines. Every grant round in the Multicultural Grants Program will have its own guidelines. These can be downloaded from the Multicultural Affairs website from the date the round opens. The supporting documentation required changes depending on the grant stream and category. Look in the table of contents for supporting documentation. Anyone applying for a grant through the Multicultural Grants Program can request feedback on their application before they submit. The grants team can review your application against the eligibility requirements and provide advice to help ensure your application is complete and ready for the next stage. To request feedback on an application in progress, contact the grants team at least 1 week before the closing date. Attaching the right supporting documentation is essential for a complete and eligible application. Contact the grants team to discuss your application's supporting documentation. The team is available to answer your questions from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. You can reach the grants team by email at multicultural.sa.gov.au or by phone on 1300 239 468.